Alright, so hello again. We have switched games. That is not an accident. Um, I just, I was not enjoying Mass Effect, I will be honest, and I think it was really difficult for me to try and play a game where I had no clue what was going on and still try and give some intelligent things to say about the game. So we are going to switch to Fallout 4, which is a game that I have played some to some extent, if we're going to be honest, to some great extent. But there's still a lot of things I haven't done because that's the nature of this game. It's really awesome. There's just so much to do and so much to see, and I feel like I can cover some new content and still know what I'm doing and where I'm going and still give, some interesting input to this game. So we're going to go to my original save where, as I said, I have played to some extent, wink wink, which is a lot. I've beaten the main story of the game already, so that is already done. I have finished it. I can still talk at length about that, but I had the opportunity recently to download all of the DLC add-ons, the downloadable content, which is just extra content that the developer adds onto a game after it's been published to keep people coming back and keep people playing. And that includes some settlement building options that are new. Then it also included the Nuka World and Far Harbor DLCs, both of which I have played some, but definitely not as much as the main story. I have tons of ground left to cover on both of those. And so we'll probably explore some Nuka World stuff and explore some Far Harbor stuff maybe, and maybe build a new settlement, and we'll talk about that and talk about how all of those kind of just interesting RPG world builder things accumulate in this game to make it something that is super awesome and super crazy. So without further ado, this is Fallout 4, and I'm gonna go load an old save right quick. There we go. Reese is my original character. Hi, Molly. I switched games because Mass Effect wasn't doing it for me. So, yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't know if you had your. I didn't know if you had your headphones in or not. I was assuming you did. Oh, okay. Yeah. It was pissing me off real bad. I had no clue what the fuck I was supposed to do. So we're gonna go back to a tried and true goodie and play. Ooh, that reminds me too. I should probably see if I can turn the dialogue off in this too. Voice, yeah. Oh, I don't know. I think subtitles are automatic in this game. The subtitles come up in this game automatically. So what we're doing here is the same thing we did for Mass Effect, so that echo doesn't happen. We're just going to turn off the voice controls altogether. So Fallout 4, we don't have to turn on subtitles because they're automatically on from day one in the game anyway. And that's a cool thing, so I don't have to worry about that. Alright, I feel like the rest of that can probably just stay how it is. I'm gonna turn on the master volume just a little. How about there? That's good. Okay. Back and back again. And we're gonna load Reese's save. I don't remember where I'm at, Reese's. Oh, I'm actually in Nuka World right now. That's cool. That's where we need to be. So, yes, let's load that up. It might take just a minute because, ooh, mods are currently loaded. Let's turn off mods. No, let's go turn off the mods right quick. I forgot I still have them. And I thought I actually turned them off, So I guess while we're doing this, I can talk about mods a little bit. That's something that's new to the PS4. Mods are just player-created add-ons to a game. They're really popular in PC gaming, but recently, in the past few years, they've found ways to port them over to consoles. For this game, for Fallout 4, Bethesda, the company, actually has sponsored a way for players to bring mods to console, but the only thing is, the mods have to go through Bethesda, and I think they have to be approved by Bethesda, so you don't get some of the really crazy stuff that you can get in other games, like the other mods, which is some really, really crazy stuff, or even the mods you can get for this game on PC. It's very different. PC is kind of just like a free-for-all, whereas all the stuff that comes through here has got to be approved and looked at. So you can see some of the mods up here if you just want to take a look at some of these. Like you can make a hot springs home and settlement, or something kind of Minecrafty, it looks like up there. Custom paint for your power armor, teddy bear grenades, John Marston's 44, so that's actually a reference to a Red Dead Redemption, another really popular game up there in the corner, so that's really cool. I had some mods turned on. I mentioned this in another video a while back. I don't really know how to feel about mods. I played with some. I started a new playthrough just for mods, and I had them enabled, and I got a bunch of cool stuff right in the beginning of the game that would have taken me, I probably never would have achieved just going through the game like normal, and it just felt like cheating. It felt wrong to me. It felt like I was doing everything in a very underhanded way instead of just kind of experiencing this game the way you're supposed to, which is you're supposed to kind of start with nothing because it's after the apocalypse, right? You don't have anything, and that's the point. So I don't know, I felt really bad and I felt really dirty, so I think I already disabled mods once, and I think I turned them on again. It looks like I just had these kind of more world building mods where people are adding on to content, and that looks like the only things I kept, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn all that. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and turn all this off anyway, just so. Okay, I don't remember how to turn them off though. Load order. Yeah, and then these ones with the check marks, these are all the ones I've downloaded. Ones with the check marks just means they're enabled, and it looks like it's all just character model stuff and world building stuff, so we're just gonna go ahead and turn all that off because I don't want to cheat. So turn all these off. Okay, and I think that's all. So let's go to options. Disable or delete. I disabled them all, so I don't think we need to go as far as deleting them. Okay, so we can go back. Okay, they'll reload, and then hopefully I can load that save and it won't say like mods are enabled. If it does, I think I'll have to go in and actually like physically delete them. I don't know, I'll have to play around. So while we wait, because lots of loading screens in this game. Fallout 4 is obviously the fourth game in this series by software developer Bethesda, who also does, you know, popular titles like Skyrim, Oblivion, things like that. This game has been very divisive, I think, in the community for these games, because some people, like me, think it is the best in the series, and it's very ambitious and does a lot of really cool stuff, and some people really were not happy with the direction they went in, and you know, while they said it was a cool game, they weren't super thrilled with it. So yes, hopefully it doesn't prompt me for the mods again. But anyway, it was a very sort of divisive game. Personally, I think it's amazing, and I'm not going to say it's without problems, because it definitely has some issues, but I think that people should give it maybe a little bit more credit than what it's gotten from the Fallout community so far. In this game, you don't have to, of course, pretty much with all the Fallout games, you don't have to come in with any prior knowledge, because the game kind of sets you up from the beginning to tell you what happens, you know. Maybe minor story spoilers here, but you just basically start the game as a sole survivor of one of the Fallout vaults, which is where people went to kind of escape this whole nuclear fallout. And without spoiling too much, the vaults are not definitely what they seem, and you survived the nuclear apocalypse, but you were cryogenically frozen against your will, and you pop out 200 years later in a world that looks completely different, and you kind of have to learn how to survive. And it's super cool, super interesting, lots of cool stuff to explore and look at. So we will kind of try and remember where we are. So this is the Nuka World DLC. It was like a theme park kind of DLC, and we're supposed to be gaining control of the different theme parks So let's see, theme park is going to be that way. We were supposed to be getting different control of the different areas for some packs of raiders, which are just kind of generic enemies in this game, and kind of waging like a little bit of a gang war type thing, which is really cool and really interesting. Very base level though. There's not like a whole lot to do with that, but let's check our recording.